Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I went to Not Scary Farm Halloween Haunt, and I went two times. The first time was it was it was like a dress rehearsal night, and it was for the employees. And a friend of mine that works there got me in as a guest, and it was really cool. It was only a few hours long. And we went on, I forgot how many mazes, but we did quite a few. And see, I used to work at Not Scary Farm as a monster a long time ago, and we had dress rehearsal just like this, but it was slightly different because this one they had everyone stand in line in the entrance of Knott's Scary Farm, which was way different because when we had dress rehearsal back in the day, they had us at the back gate on Western Avenue, and you had to park in the employee lot, and you had to wait for the supervisors to come out and let you in at like in a group. They had two groups usually, and there were no guests, like there were no friends of monsters at that time. It was just and they had it on two different days, so there would be some mazes doing the rehearsal, and then other mazes would be guests watching. Same with streets, same thing. But I don't think they had the street monsters back then. I think when I was on streets, I think we did do dress rehearsal. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But the second time I went to Knott's Scary Farm was a few days ago, and I went using my Knott's Scary Farm pass. So for those who don't know, it's almost like having a annual pass, because what you do is you buy the Scary Farm pass, and it lets you uh, go into Not Scary Farm night, any night that it's on. You could use this Not Scary Farm pass. So I had mine, and I went with a couple friends that used to work there. Yeah, they used to work there as monsters a long time ago with me, and one of the characters, one of the it was a girl that played like a vampire queen, and then later she was one of the underground dancers, and then the other girl was she worked in the maze Horrorwood, and and then later she was in the doll maze. It was the doll factory, I think. She was one of the dolls, but both of them haven't worked it. Like all three of us, we haven't worked it in many years. So we went, and we ran into a bunch of people that we knew that were going just like us, like former monsters. And then what else did we do? We okay, so we went through Ghost Town in Fog Alley, and there's a character named Echo that we knew. And I don't think we knew the other monsters, but we started to hang out with we would meet up with different people that used to work there. Like there were people that worked there, and we were hanging out with them in Fog Alley, and and those it was a guy and a girl that did it for many years, and they retired a few years ago. So all the current monsters knew them. They recognized them and all that. So everybody was approaching them, And so now I'm going to talk about a little bit about the experience. So Streets was real good. We went through Goring 20s, Ghost Town, and the Gauntlet. All three were good. In Ghost Town, they had so there's these two characters that have been there since I don't know, I think the 80s, and they call it the Pig Twins. So we noticed that the Pig Twins, the the face was different, like because usually they have like a giant wig and then like a pig nose and it's like a makeup prosthetic type of look. But these two Pig Twins this year, they totally changed because it almost looked like a silicone mask because they had like pig ears and everything, and it was like all wobbly. So I couldn't tell if it was a mask or just a giant prosthetic or maybe a silicone mask. But I thought it looked pretty good because it looked more like a real pig this time. And so but I could tell they used the same costume as the last few years. But they were good, and there was a character that was walking around that looked like a almost like a bat. It looked like a bat, like a furry bat. That one was good, and there's another. I don't know the character name, but it looks like a ram or a goat, and that one's pretty good. And what else? So then we went to we also went to Carnival, Boardwalk Streets, and we saw a couple people we knew that worked there. There was like a they had to me they had a some of the newer characters had a pretty good look to them, and in Boardwalk Streets, if you ever worked streets, the Gauntlet and Ghost Town, it's dark and there's fog. But in Boardwalk Carnival, there's no fog and it's really bright, so it's kind of a different. It's a way different scare. They have to be more, I guess, kind of like act. I noticed that they mostly act crazy. That's like what I notice about them. Like running, like they're more hyper like. And what I missed the we went to Camp Snoopy, the Gauntlet, and I missed the sliding show. So since I have the pass, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try and watch it. Back in the old days, I was in the Gauntlet. I worked as a street monster, and I was in one sliding show because I was a slider, but not one of the not the ones that really do it all the time. I would slide sometimes, like it wasn't what I would do all the time. But I wanted to have an experience of being in at least one slider show. So I that slider show that I was in that was back in 2005. And what they do is they do sliding demonstration and they jump over people. And I was only able to jump over one person, but most people jump over four people, five people, and I think the record is nine people. I'm not really sure. And I think that record is held by a guy named Pyro who has a sliding. I don't know if it's a team or a business, but it's called Slider Dynamics, and you can find him on Instagram. And let me see. One of the guys from Decade Brigade was there. He no longer works as a Scary Farm monster, but he still does slider shows. And his haunt name is Spaz. And he was there that night, but I didn't see him. But everyone told me he was there. And A lot of the ex monsters. I don't know if they were on a day off or if they retired, but they some of them had the jerseys, streets jerseys. So what we do and what we used to do is the street zones have their own jersey, like it looks like a sports jersey. And so I was in Ghost Town and the Gauntlet, so I have a CS jersey and a Ghost Town jersey. And years ago they had a an area called Silver Bullet, and I didn't work in it, but they said, oh, if anyone wants to buy a jersey from Silver Bullet, so I have a Silver Bullet jersey, but it's a no longer there's no street zone named Silver Bullet anymore. We didn't go into Forsaken Lake. I'm not sure why. We just didn't. And what else did we do? Okay, so some of the mazes that we went through, I don't remember if we went through all of them, but we went through Mesmer, and what I noticed is they took out the front part of the maze in Mesmer used to have like a skit with like a magician and a lady, and I forgot what the skit was, but they took that out. Like it was just gone, and it wasn't like they were off the clock or anything. It was just they changed the front, and it was pretty good. Like it's a good maze. So we went through that. We also so some of the new ones we went was we went to the zoo maze, and I wasn't really like the idea of the zoo maze. I was like, "Oh, that sounds very good," but when we went, it was actually pretty good because they had a lot of weird creatures in there. So I think like people, if you like haunt, like Halloween haunt, you might like that one. And then at 11 o'clock p.m., we do it, but at 11 o'clock p.m., they turn off all the lights in the zoo maze, and I think you get a flashlight. So we didn't do that, but back a while back, there was a maze called Trick. I think it was Trick or Treat, and they did a flashlight, no lights thing too, which was pretty good back then. Okay, and what else did I think we I think we saw one of the witch, like the Green Witch, not the original Green Witch. She retired, but the current one. I think she was just like they had her in the front taking pictures with people. And let me see what else we went. We went to Widows. I can't remember too much of that. I just know that it seems like all the fans like the old woman at the front of the maze, and it's like a it's all about spiders. I'm pretty sure, but it's like a mixture of spiders and old people. I don't like when I say old people, I mean like the lady in the front is like a grandma on a I don't know if she's in a wheelchair or a rocking chair, and then there's other parts of the maze where it's old like people. So I don't know what if they're supposed to be scary or mixed with spiders. And we went to okay, the new one that we all wanted to see because we kept hearing about it was the maze Bloody Mary. It was not, I mean, the decoration was not bad. It was almost like going into a haunted house, like a traditional haunted house. Meaning, what I mean is the facade looked like a real, like a house, like a wooden house, and then you go in and it had like kitchen and bedrooms and all that. But I didn't expect, I expected a different looking Bloody Mary because they had a lot of Bloody Marys in there that were they almost look like I don't want to say zombies, but they had like prosthetic makeup that I don't it just like it was a traditional monster look, but that's not who that's not my interpretation of Bloody Mary. Like when I think of Bloody Mary, I think of like maybe a lady with a regular lady with blood on her. You know, that's the is the name Bloody Mary. And there was a girl at the very beginning of the maze that was a regular girl with long brown hair, and she had some blood on her face. But I don't know if that was supposed to be Bloody Mary or what. And she was by a staircase, and she kind of said a few things, and she was like talking, and we just kept, just kept walking, and the other women were scary monster type with the prosthetic looking face. So it was a little bit confusing. I mean, it was still kind of it was good, but it was a little off, like for some reason. Like it's not what I expected. I expected something way different. It's just I don't know what I expected really, but because even when they had the preview night, they had a little video of it, and the video seemed more scary than the maze. Um, but yeah, I'm not trashing it or anything. I thought it would be different. And what else? Okay, oh yeah, and then the two girls that I was with, they wanted to eat because they said they want to see what they have. Because every Scary Farm Halloween Haunt, they make new foods that are Halloween themed foods. So they were like, "Oh, we gotta try some of the Halloween theme stuff." And so we went to they have a bakery shop kind of near Ghost Rider. And so we went there. They got some desserts, but they didn't get like Halloween themed stuff. But they said it was super good. I didn't try it, but one of the girls got a like a cake that was an Oreo with Oreos on it in it, and it was she said it was so good. And the other girl got a like a cookie, but it was real thick, and she said that was super good. And so they both said it was really good, but I just didn't want to have any sugar, so I didn't eat it. I didn't. They offered it to me, but I said no. What else did we do? Let me see. It was mostly. It seemed like we mostly were hanging out with people that we ran into. I'm trying to think of some other mazes we did. We didn't do all of them. Let me see. Yeah, we didn't do. So the way Scary Farm is right now, it seems like they have. I think they have four mazes that are backstage, but they don't. It's like they have it wide open, so you're not like going through a gate or anything. But so that's where Bloody Mary was, the zoo, Widows. I forgot what else. And Mesmer is in Carnival Boardwalk Streets, and it's supposed to be the last year of Mesmer. And what else? We didn't do the hanging. Um, and we were kind of thinking like we don't really like the new spot for the hanging. Like the hanging, I'm sure it's better for the show, but it's at the Wagon Camp Theater, the outdoor theater. But they used to have it. Well, in the old days, they had it in Calico Square. That was, to me, that was the best spot. And then they moved it to another stage that's between the boardwalk and Ghost Town. It was there for a while, but even that one I didn't really like. Like I think that the original Calico Square location is the best, but they don't seem to want to put it there anymore. But it used to always be there. And back in the old days, before I worked Ghost Town, they used to have a sliding show right before the hanging, like in Ghost Town. And that's where they did the record of most jumping over the most people. And so when I go back, so I just found out. that the sliding show in the Gauntlet is going to be at 10:30. Yeah, and I think I said, "Is it every night, every single night, or just the weekends?" And they said every night. So I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna watch. There's two people that I know now over there. One is Psycho, and Psycho's been at Camp Snoopy for, I think it's been over 20 years. I'm not sure, or at least 20 years. And then there's a new girl named Baby Teeth, and so I'm gonna watch. But I want to watch both of them slide, and they do. I think they still do. I think we used to call it the Death March. I think they used to be at 11 all the time, so maybe it still is. But what they do for that, if you want to see that, it's like a procession kind of thing where all the monsters walk in a line, almost like a parade, and they have drums, and they have. I don't think they have it anymore, but they used to have a bagpipe playing, and it was a guy named Piper. So he used to do. I think he's gone, but so I don't think they do a bagpipe anymore. I don't think they do drums though. So they got that, and then they still have they also have the Forsaken Lake procession, but we missed it. We didn't see it, and I think those are the two, and those two shows are not. I don't think it's kind of a weird thing. Those are I don't think those are official shows. I think the monsters. I know for sure the monsters did the sliding show and the death march on their own. Back in the day, they did it on their own, so they do it still, but I don't know if it's official. And then Forsaken Lake, I think that might be official. I'm not sure, but they're kind of like they're shows, but they're not like on a stage or anything like that. But it's still good. It's still good to watch those things. And let me see what else I could talk about. I liked most of the mazes. There. Oh, that we on the preview night, on the rehearsal night, I went through Origins, which is like it's like all about like it's like a historical maze of Ghost Town, and Sarah Marshall is the girl that they hang, the original hanging from years ago. They hanged her, and then she put a curse on all the town of Calico, and they became monsters. So the maze is supposed to be that story. If you're interested in that, and it's good, but I don't know how long they're gonna keep that maze because it's been there for a little while now. They always stop a maze after like 4 or 5 years usually. So what else? There was yeah, all the talent was good. They worked pretty hard. There was a guy that I worked started working with back in 2001 or 2000, yeah, something like that. And he's still there, and he was in the Widow's Maze, and his haunt name is Dad. He was there. Which I said hi to him. But the monsters are not allowed to talk to the guests, so we don't sit and talk to them. We just kind of go, hey, like we might say hey, and then they just they kind of they don't they don't really say hi back, but they acknowledge you, like, or they act like they do something to show you that they recognize you. But they're not supposed to talk to the guests, and they're not supposed to take pictures with the guests, and that's why they have at the front, near the front entrance, they have a photo opportunity with monsters. So they have specific monsters that do that. because they don't. I guess I don't know why they don't want the other monsters taking pictures. They change it every so often. Like there were years where they let you take pictures with the monsters, and then other years they don't. I don't really know what they judge it on, but it was a good time, man. Yeah, like there was a lot of sliders all in the different street zones. Oh yeah, we went to the Goring 20s, and what they have there is they actually have a band playing on the balcony, and they're playing like old fashioned music that would be from the 1920s. And a lot of people like it because people will dance while while they're playing. So it's like they do that every so often, every night. It's there's the band is quiet, and the monsters are scaring, and then all of a sudden the band starts playing, and it seems like everyone likes that a lot. They like that they have that band up there, and they're all dressed like Goring 20s look. The look of the monsters, the band has the same look, and I forgot I forgot if we know anyone there anymore. I think I don't know any more people from. Oh yeah, there's one guy that I don't want to say his real name, but he is one of the Goring 20s guys. Yeah, and he's been doing haunt since he was 18, and he's like 40 now, I think, which is crazy because I remember meeting him back in the day. We used to do sliding practice together, and he was like a young kid sliding with us, and now he's been there forever. Um, I forgot his haunt name. If I don't want to say his real name, but I know he used to have a haunt name. Forgot what it was because I just call him when I see him. I just call him by his real name. And what else? I didn't eat nothing there. I should have though. I wouldn't mind trying the Halloween. They have special Halloween foods. Oh, another thing they have. So they have two buffets, but it's at before haunt starts, like at like dinner time. You could get a buffet, and sometimes they call it pre-scare dinner. I never tried that one. I don't want to eat a big buffet before I go in. But they brought back the midnight buffet, breakfast buffet. So I'm gonna do that at least once. It's in the I think it's in the chicken restaurant. So you could do that after you go to haunt. And I remember back in the day, they had the midnight buffet on and off, for years. And sometime when they had it one year when we were all working, we would go there after haunt. We would say, okay, let's meet at the buffet after, and we'd go there. And it'd be all monsters there and some guests. But then now, when I went last year, it was no monsters that showed up. It was just guests, customers. But I will try it again this year because I have the pass. And my friends were saying they would probably go with me after haunt. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up. That was my experience at Not Scary Farm Halloween Haunt, and I will go again. I have the pass, so hopefully you got a good description. Scary Farm. All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, this is a live video, but I'm gonna turn it off now.